Oh, you're good. I think we are live. Yes, we are live. All right, let's start sharing the stream, and then we'll get to work. Oh, no, I want YouTube links. You don't have to be quiet, Dan. Change. This is now day 14, so today is day 13. Alrighty. Getting the groups all shared. Now, friends, let's share in group. Hi, everybody. We'll be getting ready here in just a second. Got all kinds of new stuff on the table. As you can see, a lot of progress has been made, even though we lost 2 days of streaming. What you see on the one side screen there is that's our 3D printer going, printing the conversion tanks we need for our hellhounds we're doing. My friend Tammy is here dancing up a storm next to me. It's quite hilarious and keeping me entertained. Alright, who else gets a share here? So I guess we'll give it to Warhammer fans. Yeah, Blade Storm. Alright, let's get this one out. I guess we'll give that one Alright, that shared pretty far and wide. Alright, so we've had quite a bit of progress since I lost a few days of streaming there, and that was mostly just me being way too tired to do the stream, having to fly out to Cincinnati and back in a single day, and getting all the things ready for that work project. So let's go over some of the things we've gotten done since then. First up, we have the work in progress on our engine sear going on. He's pretty well done. Focus isn't really letting me pick up all the cabling and multicolors we've done under there, but yeah, he's looking really close to being done. He'll need a quick finishing. He'll be getting finished up tomorrow with the rest of everybody. Let's see. The first fully done guys are, other than basing, this is our Master Ordnance from the secondary regiment that is attached to the Normandy. We'll be going over lore stuff a little later, who's what. So we'll be doing the background of the Normandy 99th along with some of the other regiments that are their support staff. And then we have our Tempestor. He's fairly well done. It's glaring on there, but he's wearing what I've painted up to be my version of the Death Mask of Olinius. It's just a sort of a skull mask on there. I need to do some more work on his power sword and a little bit more highlighting on the plasma pistol, but other than that, he is done and ready to go. The Normandy 99th themselves, all sitting here with just sergeants and a plasma gunner left to go. Got to finish. I got to paint him in one go and his plasma gun for those two. I also have to do the mortars, which use just 2 regular guardsmen on a special base that I attach the mortar to. Again, the 3D printer there is working on the Hellhounds, which are actually in their base states over here and up here. These tanks get mounted down inside, and then the top doors on the Chimera hatches will be open, so you'll be able to see those. And the reason they're being opened is that they are going to support some external tanks that are going to be on the outside. I really want these Artemis? No, it's Atreus. I can't remember what the name of this special kind of hellhound is, but they're supposed to blow up easier, so I want to make them look as volatile and, you know, fuel truck as possible. We've got our Earthshaker cannons done. The basilisks are being primed right now, along with the Hydra. Those will come over. The gun shaking platforms are separate, so I can do the camo sprays with the rest of them. It's a little late here tonight, so most of that camo spraying we're going to do tomorrow. Don't worry, we're going to be streaming every bit we do from here on out. Just taking a look at everything. It's crunch time. It's good. It's going to be a lot of work. We're really looking forward to it. Hey, Dan, yep. No dead YouTube today, which I actually didn't experience. Everybody else told me YouTube was down. I was watching YouTube through the whole mess. It never went down on me. So, YouTube's still good in my book. Glad it's back up for you. So, we're going to be printing this last bit tonight to make sure it comes out and it's looking good. We've got 2 Lehman Russes still to build, so that's going to be the majority of tonight. And then...
I didn't know you still had it built.
Yeah, they're not even built yet.
Oh, no.
And they're going to be magnetized, so that's going to take a little extra side of the extra bit of time. So that's going to be most of the night. Oh, also, the objectives are done. So, yeah, there's our little base packs there. They're going to get based tomorrow. First thing I do in the morning is running out and getting some Elmer's glue so I can mix up my PVA slurry and get everybody painted. But tonight I'm going to be priming as much as I can, building 2 Lehman Russ tanks, and doing some paint on a couple of special areas. The Normandy guys need to get washed tonight. That won't take long. The Scions here need to get painted. Thankfully, they're mostly just pouches and little things that I can do all at once. Their camo pattern is uniform on all parts of the body and very quick and easy to do. That's why they're primed black instead of gray like the rest. I need to do the snipers, which they'll be done today into tomorrow. And I need to do the tank commander, my guy sitting in the cupola, being out ready to go. Depending on time, I may not include him, and I do just mark the command tank with something else, like a magnetized pennant. And I'll magnetize that hatch later for a guy to actually sit in it. But we'll see where we get to with that time-wise. So right now I'm going to go put another quick primer coat on what I was working on in my fume hood. I'll be right back, and we're going to sit down and we're just going to take pieces one at a time. At this point in the game, the strategy is gone. Things are getting done as they get ready. The vehicles are already into their queues, so the Basilisks and the Hydra have a black base, and then they'll get additional camo sprayed over on top of them. So all that's left for them is to get assembled and masked so that they can be primed that way. And like I said, I'm going to do that tomorrow when I have the better light outside than I do just inside my fume hood. So tonight, some things that are just getting basic sprays, like just some silver before they get washed, things like this. That's getting done tonight. And then other than that, I'm going to be picking up models, and whatever needs to be put down on them, that's the paint that's going to go. My friend Tammy here is going to keep me entertained and make jokes about the things I do during the time. You can probably maybe hear her beatboxing off to the side. And that's where we're going. And Jen is upstairs, so she'll probably swing down through and mock me a little bit, stop in and talk. She's working on her novel upstairs, so I'm not going to disturb her. Yep, like a bamf she is. Alright, so let me go prime some stuff, guys, and I'll be back in just a second. When I walk away from the desk, I'm going to throw mute on, and that's just so as other pieces of electronics and things that I carry are getting carried around, you guys don't get a squelch or anything like that. Feel free to throw any topics you guys want to talk about into comments. We'll get into any of that. Orktober is in full release. I'm excited to talk about that kind of stuff. And I don't know. Really, whatever topics you guys want to go into, we're going to go into. I'm just going to be up, awake, and working my butt off. Try to get some sleep tonight so that I have most of tomorrow to work uninterrupted until I get some sleep, because where I'm going is close to an hour away for this tournament. It's at 9 a.m. I'm going to have to leave early, and I'm not normally up that early. I'm not. I work night shifts. I work performance hours. Uh, so that's going to be a challenge. And I normally might, for something like this, just stay up and go do it, but nobody should go fight a tournament without a full night's sleep. That's just not healthy. It's not good for your brain, not good for your tactics, not good for anything. So I'll be back in just a minute, guys, and we'll just keep plugging through this. Alright, so here's the new tanks we got done. I'm going to be keeping working on this. Guys, just know it's going to be a little bit silent and stuff like that, because got to cook some dinner and things like that and do some dishes. Like I said, it's crunch time, so this is getting done over top of everything else I got to get done. I hope we see a new War Boss, Dan. I'm not quite sure, but I think we'd be more likely to get a new Knobs kit before we get anything else infantry-wise. Hey, swung back through. Wish list. Expanded grot options on par. Yeah, that'd be nice to have some more grot kits. Warboss kit. Well, we know we're getting one on a bike. We are getting the Warboss on the Mega Trike thing. I agree. I like the Knobs kits too, but I think it'd be the one they would go for first. I wish, what I'd like to see more than anything else for Orcs, I love the new vehicles. They needed it the most, but a new boys kit could be a little bit more interesting, and oof, I don't know. They've got a lot of specialist units that you have to order in some weird kits. So maybe a more just generic, I can build any orc kit. I think we think that Warboss looks small, Dan, because I think we're just seeing images that are not showing him to scale. I think they have him compared to the new stuff, which I think is going to be bigger than we think it is. Yeah, but no, I get what you mean. Yeah, I have the same typing issues every time. Don't worry about it, man. So yeah, I think there's a lot of different stuff we could work with the orcs. But what I'd like to see most of all is just for them to come out strong, and I'd like to see them supported. And more than anything else, I'd like to see their lore. I would like to see them go back to the front. I miss the days of Armageddon. I'm not a big chaos guy. That's not the conflict I worry about. For me, the best part of Grimdark was guardsmen fighting orcs and guardsmen fighting nids. There's nothing better. Okay, so come back. Typing with your fingers crossed, maybe that might be the cause of the problem. I have the same thing when I end up drinking like a fish and it just all spills down my shirt because I don't have lips. Okay, so what is next? We got our Hydra here. Oh, I guess let me find some masking tape and I can show you guys how I prep these for getting their camo painted. Let's see what I got around here. I might not actually have what I need. Maybe you can hear me off screen. Currently digging through my box of supplies. But I think this is one thing I forgot to grab. And if that's true, it's going to cost me. Uh-oh. I thought for sure I remembered that.
What's wrong?
Ah, there we are. Well, part of what I need anyways. So, if we're doing camos on tanks, mounting putty.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, Blood Axe Orcs. Industrial mining outfit who trade with local imperial planets. Yeah, I don't do the Cockney hooligan orcs either. I mean, I may use the voice for them and all that, but I'm big on just big, brutal space barbarians. I like the Bloody Axe side of it. I've always been sort of a Death Skulls guy. I like the Ludas. Big Mad Max blue-covered painted guys. And then, you know, my absolute favorite are the Purple Orcs, the Stealth Experts. A lot of people tell me they don't exist, but I keep telling people, you ever seen a Purple Orc? That's how stealthy they are. Oh yeah, we started on our Imperial Primaris Psyker. I'm not really sure where to go with him. I may completely start over on his coloration. I was going for just sort of beige, so it looked like a cheap robe, but has incredibly ostentatious head highlights. Not sure how that's going to work out. We'll come back to him. He shouldn't take too long, and if I have to rush through him tomorrow, I can. The big goal push tonight is to get everybody else further along. So I have the mounting putty now, so I can do the camo work on this Hydra. What I need to find is my masking tape to seal its tracks. That I'm not sure where that has gotten off to. So I'll have to either locate my blue painter's tape, or I might have to wait for tomorrow. I think I might actually set this off till tomorrow. So let me set my Hydra aside, where he will be safe. He can live up here, that gun team we ended up not using. And I think the best thing we can do at this moment is finish up our sergeants and do our 2 plasma gunners, so we can get all of the Normandy 99th ready for dip and then base tomorrow. We're not going to get a chance to get the highlights done before the tournament. That'll hurt me in the painting score, but acceptable because they'll still look good. They just won't look the best. And I am okay with a regular member beating me out in the painting score that's taken more time on their army than I have. I was never trying to win this. I just wanted to prove it could be done. So yeah, we got our 5 sergeants to do. They should be a lot of fun here in a minute. We'll jump right into that. I'm going to finish eating my waffle, because I'm sure you can tell I got food in my mouth. Only a waffle, so I didn't get really, really hungry. Yeah, I like that. Space Mongolians, good way to think of the orcs. Just wandering horde, golden horde, whichever one you want. I also want the lore because they kept doing the teasing hints of the demons crashing in to, and the Tyranids crashing into the Arcturus sector where Gazgul's trying to take over, and I want to know what's going on there. I want a piece of that. Okay, so let me go finish up the primer job, and then we'll come back and we'll sit down and do these sergeants. I'm also waiting for this 3D print, which has got about 2 hours to go. Once that's done, I can clear a lot more space, do a lot more things at once, and get that printer out of the way. So that's really the big thing we're waiting for, and that's going to be running for a while. So until that's done, this is going to be sort of spotty off and on. If somebody shouts in the comments, I will probably jump back in, but I may go quiet on you guys at certain points, so please forgive me if I do that. It's just going to be a long stream, and once I can point the camera away from the printer back towards everybody else, it'll be a lot more involved, and you guys will know that we're active. Okay, so the Basilisk motor carriers are done. So they'll bring in nice flat, primed up both sides. They'll get camoed in the same pattern as our two Basilisks and our Hydra, which is up top there. I'm going to set these Basilisks aside. Said I'm kind of out of space when I have the 3D printer up here, so things are a little cramped at the moment. But yeah, we've got the motor carriers ready to go. We've got the gun carriages ready to go, or the gun platforms ready to go. The Hellhounds have been built just to this phase because I'm going to put everything else through the primer wash differently to do different camo patterns to them. And they will be in the same colors as our Lehman Russes, which is really actually the thing I should start on. Instead of doing these Sergeants, which can get done as part of the project tomorrow, we need to build some Lehman Russes. Oh, I can't really do that till I move the printer, can I? Okay, so we are going to do the Sergeants, then we will clear the printer out, we'll build those Russes. It's probably the main later thing we do tonight. And then it's all about priming tomorrow, washes, things like that. Oh yeah, and the snipers are getting done. I don't think I've mentioned them. This is the sniper treatment. It's a slightly lighter uniform, and it uses these little... Let's see if we can show them. Come on, focus in. It's got very subtle tiger stripe camo in there. It's hard to see with the focus of this camera. I will try to get a better focus of it later in the light. But that sniper is done. There, he's going to have 3 buddies. And that's my anti-character squad. I'm just going to be praying for 6s. Alright, so I need to prime the Hydra guns. Be right back, guys. So yeah, those pieces are done. Realized the mic was muted. Sorry about that. Beginner's mistake. So like I said, we've got our gun pieces for the Hydra done. They're going to get painted with the rest of the camo pattern. I still just did the Hydra barrels in silver, the Hydra spin mount in silver, and I've got one more thing to prime with Zendry Dust tonight. And then the last thing I'll prime tonight, if they all get built, is the Lehman Russes. And Yeah, that's going to be the crazy looking one. They have the most involved of the camo pattern because I want them to look the neatest. It's 4 different sprays to make it, a lot of different masking sets to be put on. So, yeah, that should be interesting. So we'll see how that comes along as we get there. But I need to find the blue masking tape before I can do that. I need to build the russes to do that, and I can't build the russes until the 3D printer is done. So it's a whole cycle of things that have to go, and it all leads us in to the biggest one tomorrow, where we're going to be going all day long and all night long, and the goal will be to have everything done, hopefully, by Friday at no later than midnight, so at least we can say it's all set. We'll definitely be going well beyond midnight tonight, but that's just sort of the prep of where we are at. Read it out, Tammy.
I have no idea where your painter's tape is.
No, I don't know where I put the painter's tape. I don't even know if I have painter's tape at this point, but I can't imagine.
I think you had it. I'm sitting here looking for it.
I thought I had it around here somewhere too. I'm going to look for it for a bit.
Making me feel all stupid.
No, I
What is this mac and cheese sitting on you?
I think that might have been Jen's mac and cheese that you didn't get to.
It's okay.
Toss that. Nope, didn't store it in here. Where would I have put it if I were me?
Find the tape. Find the tape.
Dice.
Find the tape. Save the world. Find the tape. Save the world.
Would it be in one of the supply boxes? Let's see.
That would make too much sense.
You would think. Me leaving things where I need them, not really my strong suit.
Past you, never looking out for a present you?
No, past me is a jerk.
See, I think that's where one of my few strengths is past me is always smarter than present me.
Yeah.
Past me takes a lot of precautions, so present me can be dumb as a brick.
Fortunately, I have not got that. Past me gets me into all kinds of trouble and does not feel apologetic about it one bit.
Past you is a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Not
But
gonna lie.
then again, future me is kind of a sucker, so it
falls for it every time.
yeah, it's just sort of fun to watch. Oh, I hadn't even thought about that.
Another way to screw present you over.
No, I've been desperately working on what I'm going to use for the flame cannons on the front of the Hellhounds, and I just think I found out what I'm going to do with that.
Flame
So,
cannons, eh?
yeah.
Tell me more.
Well, I have all these Sentinels with the heavy flamers on them, and I'm never going to use those, and they might just be the perfect bit that I don't have to 3D print and wait for.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Jen.
No, I didn't just outline 4 pages of what needs to be done to the website in a proposal format because I hate myself. now.
Applause for Jen fixing nerds' websites. It wasn't
Murder
for...
people. I want to. Oh, these sorry sons of bitches. Oh.
Oh, I do have base and glue.
How long ago did you stop prepping?
Not too long ago. Maybe like 3 minutes.
When do you want me to make dinner?
I could eat. Okay. Next step.
Don't you usually bake the bacon?
We can bake the bacon. We got tin foil.
Do you usually bake the bacon, or do I usually just throw it into the pan after the frickin' sausage? I just don't remember.
You usually throw it in the pan after the sausage.
Okay. Yeah. What do you want me to make first, meats or eggs?
Meats.
Hi, pup.
No, eggs, because eggs are okay when you get the heat of the meat back into them, but not vice versa.
Can you pull me out the eggs, milk, sausage, and bacon, please? because cooking breakfast meats without paper towels, a bitch.
I mean, I can run out and do a supply run. Alright, everybody, I'll be back on later. I'm going to do a supply run real now because you can't paint if you're starving to death, and Jen's being nice enough to make breakfast for dinner. So I'm going to go get what she needs to do that, and I'll see y'all in a bit.